Hey guys, it's Generalkidd here. How's everyone doing today? So, for today's video, we are going to be tackling the question of what happens if Carter's Pelican gets shot down on the mission Pillar of Autumn. So, as you know, right after the beginning of this mission, at the intro cutscene, you can see Carter's Pelican just flying around in the distance while being chased by Banshees. And he's just basically trying to evade the Banshees the entire time, and he says on radio that he's trying to draw them away from you. And throughout the next part of this mission, he'll just kind of give you occasional contact on the radio and stuff like that until we get to the cutscene where Carter dies. But what happens if his Pelican gets shot down earlier and he doesn't, make it to the part with the Scarab? Well, using the built-in cheat codes in the official mod tools for Halo Reach for MCC, I enabled it, and I enabled the instant kill cheat, which, well, as the name implies, lets you kill everything in one shot. It's actually called the omnipotent cheat, but it's basically instant kill, and it worked on Carter's Pelican. It doesn't necessarily work on everything. There are some exceptions to what can be killed with instant kill, but in the case of Carter's Pelican, he can be shot down. So in this case, I did shoot it down, and you could see, like, in the cockpit, this is a very unusual Pelican, actually. Inside the cockpit is completely empty. Like, the Pelican is hollow, which is very strange. I suspect that this was actually used for the cinematic, because in the cinematic it will have the actual Pelican, and then inside it'll have like a special version of the cockpit that was just only used for cinematics. But this Pelican they see flying around is the cinematic Pelican without the cockpit inside, so that's why it's completely empty. So now that you've seen what happens when it gets shot down, we're going to leave it shot down this time and not revert checkpoints anymore, and we're going to continue through the mission normally and see what happens. So now that I've flown back up, let's make our way through. So with Carter's Pelican being shot down, you might be wondering, like, if there's any pilot that falls out. I checked, but in this case, I think it's just an invisible character, an invisible biped that's flying Carter's Pelican. Because when I shot it down, no body fell out. Carter wasn't actually in the Pelican, so it's kind of a fake Carter, or fake Pelican, so to speak. But now, as we move on, as we proceed through the mission, Carter will still contact you over the radio, which means his radio dialogue plays regardless. The Pelican is not actually like the source of the dialogue or anything like that. Sometimes when you kill certain characters that aren't supposed to be killed, they do stop communicating with you. But in case of Carter, he will still communicate with you over the radio regardless. So pretty much that doesn't affect the rest of the mission. And as for this next part, the cutscene, well, I'll load it up real quick here, and you will see that Carter, even though I shot his Pelican down, he still appears in a cutscene. And that is because the version of Carter, the version of his Pelican, I should say, in this cutscene, is separate from the one that you see in-game. This cutscene does not reuse the in-game version of his Pelican. Sometimes in cutscenes, certain objects do get reused from gameplay, so destroying those objects in gameplay will mess with it in cutscenes, or make them invisible from cutscenes entirely. But in the case of Carter and his Pelican, shooting down his Pelican does not affect the cutscene at all. So basically what happens if you shot his Pelican down is, well, pretty much nothing. His Pelican will drop down to the ground, and you can see, inside of it, and see, if you've never seen the empty cockpit before in his Pelican, now you can. But aside from that, it does not really affect gameplay or anything. You won't see him being chased around by Banshees anymore, but that's about it. So that answers that question. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and found it to be interesting. If you did, make sure to leave a like, leave thoughts in the comments. Anything else you may check out link to, just let me know in the comments down below. But aside from that, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye guys!